Hello everyone, welcome to Building the Ultimate Matchbox Car Collection. My name's Tyrone and welcome to a Ty's Top 10. This one is all about Matchbox's revamps over the decades. What do I mean by a revamp? Well, when Matchbox brought this out, they should have just kept on going. And they did for a little bit, but not for very long. The revamp, oh God, didn't even come close to being included in Ty's Top 10 because Ty's Top 10 is an exclusive club for good things. This isn't one of them. So that's what I mean about a revamp. I'll get that off screen before it makes me cry. One thing that kind of almost made it but didn't, I mean there's only 10. See what I mean? Revamp. Not the same casting, not even the same car quite, but a revamp. The beam is good. They're both pretty ugly, which is kind of the attraction. It's like, do they actually make that thing? Yep, they did. But sadly, the Beamer and its mate, its new friend, didn't make it. What did? Well, number 10 of Ty's top 10, bit of a tongue twister, is as I picked, goodness, there's some green plastic wrapped around the wheel. I swear I don't honestly play with these. I just show them on camera. There you go, that's number 10. To the Tallywood started, we have, that's the Hot Rocker, what do they call that? Yeah, Hot Rocker. From Rollermatics, back in the day. Do we have a year as he squints? Is it that, 73 or 75? It was a long time ago. Probably long before any of us were born. But that's the Ford Capri, if you were wondering. Not the Hot Rocker or anything else. Isn't that great? They kept it simple. And that's why it's made it into Ty's Top 10. Chrome base. There's the grey one and a couple of other colours. I'm sure they'll pepper us with more colours. Number 9. Remember this? Chrysler Voyager or Dodge Caravan, take your pick. I was enthralled when they brought this out in the early 80s. Love it. There's many to collect. They're very obscure. They normally come in packs, like there's an airline pack for British Airways and others. Yeah. But the revamp, look at that. And it works. And I forget the trick I learnt. Because even if you can teach an old dog new tricks, he doesn't remember them. I feel like Uncle Buck. I'll get my load into you. There you go. Look at that. Once you get the hang of it, it actually works better than the real thing, or better than the original, because as cool as that is, it's a bit shaky on the closing and the staying closed. But that is a fabulous revamp. That's why it's number 9. We'll scooch these over so we can find number 8. I've put them randomly around my little table here. We've got a Lotus, full-on suspension, opening parts. It's old. It's mint. It's right-hand drive. It's the racing version with everything you can think of to love about a Matchbox. And then the revamp. Cheaper, simpler, but is it worse or better? No, you're not sitting in your optometrist's office. If I flick this, does it look worse or better? Better or worse? One more time, because you can't make up your mind. This is important, you're not really concentrating. Better or worse? Your bill. And there it is. Still the Europa, but very different. They look completely different, don't they? But still a revamp, and I like it. There's many, many colours of that one, isn't there? Number 7, where are you? Oh, there you are. Now, this is not this particular one, but the one I'm about to show you was one of the first interactions I had coming back to Matchbox, and it was like, when I got through the question, do they still make Matchbox, which seems to be a fatal question now because look at where we've come. I found this. That was the year. Whatever year that was the year. And it took me a while, and I thought, is it better? Can I live with that? What have they done with the interior? What do they do with the interior over at Matchbox now? By the way, I didn't grow up with this. I grew up, I'll show you. Well, it's a bit down the line, but you'll see it. And I was thinking the wheels are too wide, or the tyres are too wide. The glass is green, but, you know, we were used to it, weren't we? This is a bluey green. And then I thought, I think I could live with collecting Matchbox again. And then I was hooked. They did a few like that. That was the collector's series. I think that was the very first collector's series one I got, which stands to reason because it was roughly the same year that came out. And I've been grappling with the plastic base and collector's series ever since. But that made it into the top 10 quite happily. Number 6. Oh, you're going to love this. Boom. Now, I believe this was all the same parts except for the engine. Wow. Same era of this fella. This is the Blue Shark, isn't it? Yeah, the Blue Shark. 1971. So first seen on the streets in 1972. I do believe the die or the cast survived and they just reused it. They had to do a new engine. You'll see that that's a 2-piece or maybe 3-piece. Maybe that black bit is the one and the silver or the chrome bit is the 2, but that's the 1-piece. So they had to redo that. Fine. But look at it. They didn't screw it up. Oh, made in Thailand. Okay. They're not going to go back to England for you, mate. 2018, but they never brought it out again. Maybe they made them until the die died. I don't know. Fabulous. Mental. And I thought, wow, that's a Matchbox thing now. That's what they're going to do. But it seems to be a one-off, sadly. Number 5, it's on the other side of the table. Remember the Z? Don't you love it? And then they thought, you know, they still make Zs. I'm not sure if they do now because Nissan is in a lot of trouble. But Matchbox gave us that one, and it's better in every way. Love it. Rubber tyres, opening doors, although doors are plastic, you don't get the clunk. What are you doing on that one? Getting used to the primer grey or blue or whatever they call that. Yesterday in traffic I saw not a Z but some random Korean thing I think with a very interesting primer grey tone. I couldn't make up my mind what I was looking at. Was it blue? Was it black? Was it grey? And of course there are such funky things. This doesn't actually make it into my top 10, but I love it so much I thought I'd show you. That's number 5. We'll keep that there. Magic. Number 4 is controversial, even in my tiny brain. The Javelin. Never thought they'd bring it back, and they didn't. But they brought another Javelin in, and we're going to see a lot of it, I reckon. It's great. Look at that. A Javelin. 1979 AMC Javelin. It's 2023 on the base, but who knows how many colours we'll see if we live long enough to see. The original is wonderful, but nostalgia plugs the hole of any quality gaps. Love it. The Javelin. Where are we? Number 4. Remember this one? Of course you do. You were there. And the Revamp looks great. In fact, I think this was in the Tides Top 10 of 2024 castings. Maybe it was number 1. I'll have to go back and check. My mind changes on the hour. Possibly not every hour, but certainly as the clock strikes. Number 2 of Tides Top 10 Revamps. it's the little V-dub, and the Revamp, to my mind, is actually better because, I don't know, I like it. It's got opening parts, so does the new one. It's got vibrant colours, so does the new one. It's got great wheels-ish. A bit thin, but maybe that's more in keeping with the real car. I'm amazed that some of the Cadillacs of the 1960s and 70s had such thin wheels. It feels like a wheel that thin shouldn't be on a car that big. But here we have over width on the wheels. It's a bit narrow, but the colours are reminiscent of ye olde times. The doors do open, and you're not going to chip that paint. You'd have to be a psycho to swing something heavy and sharp enough to chip that paint, whereas these chip all too easily. I love it. And there's a whole range of colours that sit nicely with the originals in the collection. That was number 2. Number 1, you might have guessed. You probably have, because this is something I was cringing when I heard that they were coming out with a Revamp, and I thought they're going to screw it up bad. But they didn't. Boom. That's number 1. It's the Merc. One of my all-time favourite cars. This is my era. Quite often I see in the comments that some peculiar eras are your golden age, and that's fine. It's a very personal thing, collecting Matchbox cars. But look at the interior. That's what I was hoping. Where is the mugshot of the other one? That almost swayed me away from collecting again. What on earth? I mean, imagine the man spread you'd need to drive that car. That's an actual steering wheel. Well, you know what I mean. An actual representation. Let's get him back over there. And of course, with any new casting, if it's successful, they'll do a massive run of new colours. A bit sketchy on those hubcaps. They could have just gone silver. But they needed to church it up for the higher price. I think that's the collector series with the rubber tyres. But magic, just magic. Things Matchbox didn't screw up. Brilliant. I will do a top 10 video at some point of castings that I think they should bring back. Yeah, I won't allude to it any further than that. I'll keep you in suspense. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.